up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're starting off the morning here at the ranch. You could probably hear the gray OBS behind me getting warmed up. We've actually got the Mini X over here getting warmed up as well. We've got the dogs out here this morning. We've got the horse. I don't think the horse has been on the channel in a minute. Hello, horse. You want to say hi to everybody on the YouTubes? Oh, okay. There we go. Can you give me a woof? Good girl. And then, of course, everybody's favorite Goner. Always happy and cheerful as can be. Now, the reason we're taking the OBS as well as warming up the Mini X there is because, well, Papa Rhino needs to use the Viber plate. And, you know, I've loaded these in trucks by myself before with no equipment. It's no fun. The reason I bought equipment is so I don't have to do that anymore. So we're gonna use the Mini X right now to pick that booger up. Now, today we're filming on a new GoPro because, well, RIP to the old GoPro here, but she took one too many falls, I guess, and she is muerto. That is dead in Espanol, which sucks, but it's part of doing this YouTube thing. I'm very rough on my cameras. It's kind of why I switched over to a GoPro. I was destroying like $2,000 cameras probably twice a year. So the GoPros, albeit they're not cheap, they are a cheaper alternative and they're more durable than some of my cameras that I used previously. All right, let's jump in the Mini X here and let's go load up the Viber plate. Go for a little reach in. Oh, it's not long enough. All right, well, we'll just bring her down a little bit. And there we go. Now we pick her up. Track back away from the house so we don't hit the overhang there. And away we go. Now we carefully put it into the OBS here so we don't damage anything. Nice and easy. Let's see if we can let go of the strap without having to get out. There we go. All right. Okay guys, so we are back at the restaurant here and let me give you guys a little update on what we've got going on and what's been happening. We've got Nick over here working hard on the booths. Look at all this pre-cut stuff right here. Nick's in full production mode. Great work, Nick. Hey, bud. Nick, they said we don't have to wear a mask on airplanes anymore. Oh. Yeah. We've got our window prototype. Well, not prototype, we actually got the real window here. In place. We're working on the prototype there on a couple little things. I'll give you guys a little fill in there, but we've actually got a full functioning working window. Super rad, like our little idea scaled up perfectly. And I'll show you guys that function in a second. In the back here, we've got one of the booths that Nick's gonna be building, which is right here. So this is like a center section. There's gonna be a seat on this side, a seat on that side. So the thing we're working on now is we've got to work on this window stop, which this is gonna sit, well, she's not gonna go in right now because we're fighting her, but you'll kind of like the detail on this door right here. You can see there's a little door stop right there. That's what we're gonna be doing on the window. So it'll be on the front side. This is the front side of the window. And I've got one just held in place right there by clamps. And then we're just gonna do a couple little tack welds every 12, 14, 16 inches, whatever it is. Just like a couple little welds about that big to hold that in place. But if you guys remember, when we were working on these windows, when they tilt back, this portion actually comes forward, which means if there's a piece of metal in the way, it's gonna hit it. So you'll be able to see over here, again, this isn't gonna go back in place, but there's a slight radius to this piece because we're trying to basically figure out what that breaking point is and where we can get away with radiusing this out. And then when the window opens, it doesn't hit it until it gets to the appropriate spot that we wanted it. So we've got a couple different mock-ups here. This one we welded up top first and then we tried to bend the metal down below. This one we're gonna weld it down below and then we're gonna bend the metal up high. That way we have a big lever to make it easier because this was not fun to try to bend. We also don't have a torch here, so we're not using heat. We were using the TIG welder here just to get stuff tacked into place. I haven't been on a TIG welder in a long time. It's actually the welder I learned to weld on. So I came over here because Dave's on the phone. Dave was doing some tacking while I was holding stuff in place. And I'm like, hey, let me just tack this on real quick. Well, I forgot Dave turned off the gas. So I was like, why are these welds looking so horrible? Not realizing the gas was turned off. Bless you, Nick. Okay, so now that we've got this bottom tacked in place, we're gonna now try to bend this straight to where once this window's fully closed, it is nice and straight and in line with it. Will it work? I don't know. We got Dave using my cordless tungsten grinder.
Yeah, that thing is sweet. You know what else is sweet that I used for the first time? Was that bandsaw for cutting some 16 gauge material.
Thank you, Dedic, for selling me your bandsaw. That thing has been
nice.
Yeah. I have got my money's worth out of that thing. All right, don't worry, guys. Dave's gonna go back and school me on the TIG welding here. Also, shout out to the wireless pedal. If you guys don't have a wireless pedal, that's a game changer. Look at those dimes, those baby dimes.
That way we don't have to grind all day. Because we've been having to grind all day. Rhino's welds are.
I don't know if I go all day.
Let's take a look at one of Rhino's welds.
Okay, we don't get to use my sample piece. This will just build it quick. Also, doesn't look horrible, by the way. Doesn't look horrible,
but look at the size difference.
Yeah. To do your welds, you gotta flip the thing 14 times so you're welding down. Mine, I can weld at any angle. Upside down, right side up. Okay, let's go. All right. Again, we don't have heat, so we're using our pure muscle power here of Dave. He wears those sleeves, not so he doesn't get sunburned from welding. It's to hide the Popeye forearms. He's a little self-conscious. All right, looking good, buddy, looking good.
Now, what is our desired
reveal? All righty, guys, we're all dialed in right there. Looking good.
Let me go ahead and hit this backside.
Okay, we're gonna hit the backside before we unclamp it.
All right. You unclamp it and I'll pick this up.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, man. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Here it comes, Dave. Here it comes.
All right.
We did it.
Woo! All right, man. The hot tip for the crew here. This clamp right here, Rhino, what is this clamp doing?
That is an arm rest.
That's dang straight.
Look at this, look at this. Look at how excited Dave is.
I am pretty,
The bandsaw is a game changer, guys.
Dude.
The bandsaw is what made me finally enjoy cutting metal. The cold saw is nice as well, but the cold saws can get a little wild and they throw these little chunks of metal that like embed themselves in your skin. The bandsaw does not. The bandsaw does not. You just keep cutting. It'll go all, yeah, just keep cutting.
I'm down, man. It's my first go with it.
Let's show them how these work. There's no stops in place though, so don't like let it fall on you. Just undo that one, the other piece will stay. There you go. All right, show you guys how these things work. Dave, do the reveal. Dun 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 dun. Go ahead, Dave. Well, we clamped still? So is that what you're looking at?
No, I'm just nervous, man. I'm just nervous.
Of what?
Sorry. Of the big reveal, you know?
Oh, okay, okay. Feel free, Dave.
Ready?
No need to be nervous. Remember, there's no stops. Oh, look at it.
Stops.
Yeah, there's no stops. I pulled those off.
Alright.
Alright, there you go. There we go, guys.
That's it.
Fully functioning. They're gonna pop open this much. You can see now, like, what we were doing testing for. The windows work.
I just show them the details on the mock-up thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been following along. So, all right. So we've got our mock-up back in place here. This will give you guys a better idea. Let me rotate her away from the sun a little bit. And again, don't mind, yep. Always turn your gas on. Anyways, so now you can see she opens up. She's got room. And then when she's closed, there's gonna be a gap there. But like from the front, you're not gonna see anything.
And then we do a rubber strip here.
Yep.
Close it off, and then we do our actual rubber stops. You got one of those?
I do, right here, David. Yeah, so we're still a little bit in the R&D phase, but we could either do that. Well, I prefer it up there, but we can really shrink this piece. All right, Dave, make me 3 of these.
Okay. Hey man, what are you doing right now?
Not much. Filming you.
All right, you want to make 2 more of those?
Yeah, I'd do that.
All right. Let's start there.
Okay.
Yeah, Doc.
I'm concerned, man. Are you getting treated okay at home? I see a black eye.
Well, dog, you know, if I weren't so dang clumsy, you know.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what she told me to tell everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, silly me. I just, you know, I've been back on the boozing, you know, and, well, you know, clumsy me.
You want us to start a GoFundMe for you and the kids to get a place to stay?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I mean, not necessarily for me and the kids a place to stay.
But just for the money?
Maybe like a go-kart, you know.
Go-kart would be sweet. You want a winch?
I do want a winch, man. Go fund my winch.
Okay, so now we're moving to the real deal here. We've got our piece clamped in for the full-size window. Look at this. Nick making us our little angle jig there. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it, buddy. So this will determine where we put that piece of steel. Because because we have to do this 6 times total. We want these all to be the same when these windows are open. So that's essentially our angle. We'll be able to put this little template in there, and then again, we can do it for both sides and for 3 windows. Now the next step is weld that booger right there, weld it right there, and then we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna bend it all the way over till it is back to straight. Hopefully it works on the larger scale. And Nick's looking great over here in full production mode on his booth. So yesterday we pulled out, we had some stuff to do, and the painters were supposed to come in and paint the ceilings. Unfortunately, they had to stay longer at the work that they were doing previously to come in here. But we've been working on getting some stuff clamped in here, and I think we've got every single clamp in town that they carry at Marshall's hardware store, and we need more.
We got extras, man. We got like 10 more. He's acting like he's never been in a cabinet shop or a metal shop in his entire life.
We looking good, buddy? We looking good?
Well, of course we're looking fucking good.
Yeah.
What country you think this is?
Is there one right here?
Yeah.
What if we undo this one? Because clearly we're too far here. You can see she's got a little rainbow in her.
You want a little looser?
I'm good right there. We're like a 16th, you know, like. Weld it, Dave. Weld it, buddy. It's a fine time here to compare some welds. You know, we got Rhino's MIG welding right there. We got Dave's TIG. We're not sure what happened right there. We don't really talk about that though. You know, it's gonna make Dave upset. Beautiful, Dave. Beautiful, buddy. All right, guys. Dave said this one's gonna be a lot better because he was left-handed on the last one, right-handed on this one.
Yeah.
And you guys are probably thinking, you and Dave must hate each other. You're sitting here talking crap the whole time. But no, this was our plan all along, was to have 2 different types of welders here, so we can talk crap to each other. You comfortable, Dave?
Not wrong.
I'd already had this MIG'd.
Yeah, we're going for something less than 9 inches to fillet, you know?
Okay. This is structural, all right? You ever see a skyscraper with an 1/8 inch of weld?
It's not structural. I'm gonna melt the heavier shit, but...
Okay, go ahead, buddy. We're watching. There, protect our eyes. Look at that. Well, we're looking better, buddy. We're looking better.
It's better.
It's better. It's better. Can I get a little more consistency on like your dimes there? It looks like it fluctuates a little bit.
Look, it looks a lot like that consistency.
Okay. Just matching the MIG. I like it. This is my first one, you know? It got a little better as we got onto the number 2. That side's looking great. Everything fit up perfectly. We got our notch down at the bottom perfect. I mean, we didn't even have to trim it to match. We didn't even have to trim it to match the top piece. So you can see the corner worked out well. Obviously this one's not welded in yet, but we're gonna get this bottom one over, and just in case we're a hair long, because we quite honestly educatedly guessed what length this needed to be by the time it bent over, that it would fit up underneath this part of the stop. And it worked out perfectly up there. Like you don't get any better perfectly. So let's see if we got lucky twice. All right, so Dave locked us in right there. That's gonna be our pivot point. That's why we marked it right there, weld right up to it. Hopefully the angles match up perfectly, because that's about all we got for our measurements there.
Could go wrong.
What could go wrong? Okay. But I don't think that we need that much leverage.
The blue one out for this
Well,
one?
no, but I don't think we need that much leverage on this end, you know? This end moves pretty easy. Yeah, see? I don't even need a clamp. We got a Dave. Look at this guy.
Well, now your clamp's a little low there, but clamp's a little low.
She'll come up. I thought that looks like a perfect fit.
Jesus.
It looks like she gonna go. Look at that fit.
Unbelievable.
Look at that fit.
Yeah, we do it like that every time. we definitely did replicate that.
It was perfect, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
We're really up to the level of precision around here.
That's
all right, that's as far as I want to go without like starting to pull from here. Oh, she's coming, dog. She's coming. Here we go. There we go. We're looking better here. We're looking better. Watch your eyes. You know, we don't want. Oh, whoa, whoa! I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. There we go. There we go. We're back. We're back, Dave.
One more of those. You're doing it, dog. You're doing it.
Dog, I bet if we cranked on this one a little bit, it'd like bias.
Yeah, it might be up some there too.
And then we should probably do it over there. Check us out, guys. Every time Dave strikes an arc on his weld right there, it turns the light on my Milwaukee die grinder. This isn't even touching metal. It's isolated here on the wood. I wonder if it's the wireless signal from the pedal. I want to see. No, so, oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Look at that. Without even touching the metal. But now it's a different color. It's like yellow. That's what we do all day, guys. Science experiments. That's why these windows are taking 2.5 weeks to build. See how the white light is super white right there? But earlier it was super yellow. I'm sure one of you guys is smart enough to explain this. Okay, so we've got the other side welded up here. Now we need to weld the top piece, which means she needs to rotate that away. We got Casey, strongest man here. Perfect. Yeah. Casey, I'm gonna come up there with you, okay, buddy? I feel like that's the best call.
Join the party.
It's coming, I'm coming. He's over here cleaning his hammer. Like that's important. That's a move your dad would pull. Okay, well, GoPro battery died, but we got her successfully flipped over. Dave is running some welds on that top right there. He's got his 4 million clamp, so he has his hand holds. We're very close to actually having one full complete window. Now, while Dave's welding over there, we're gonna start cutting our front window stop that's gonna go in the actual window frame that sits inside of the window jamb here. So we got this 1-inch flat bar for. We're gonna stand it on the edge and basically weld it the same way that Dave is welding all of this in. Well, we're off the window project for right now. We've got the painter here, getting everything masked off, so start spraying all the primers, ceilings, walls, everything like that. So we're getting all of Nick's collection over here of booth materials that he's using to build the booths. We gotta stack all this away from the walls and basically do a big cleanup, so. Oh, Dave's over here getting uber precise on measuring so we can Jenga stack this perfectly, or Tetris, I should say.
I think it's one on the back should go on top of this one.
Okay.
I mean, who am I to judge, you know?
Hey, we all have our issues, Dave.
You think judges say like, who am I to judge? A judge, that's who I am.
All right, guys, things are getting masked off here. We're getting kicked out. We're not really getting kicked out. He told us we could stay, but we don't want to. We don't want that. Dave's got to put a shirt back on. It's a rough day. It's a rough day, so jump back on tomorrow. Well, howdy, y'all. So let me get you caught up a little bit on the restaurant project over the last day. We'll cut to some time lapses of that, and then I'll tell you guys why I'm stuck here on the side of the road with the truck not running. The old OBS here. Whoever thought 2 tanks versus 1 tank was a good idea, I don't know who that was or why they ever came up with that. But common problem on the OBSs is sometimes the sending units start to get a little bit funky. And obviously you have your selector switch right there between the 2 tanks. So on this truck, I basically let 1 tank get to a quarter and then I switch to the other tank and I'll run that to a quarter and then I go and I fill them both up. Well, every once in a while, and it's been rare, but I also haven't driven this truck in a minute, or at least daily driven it in a minute. It's rare, but sometimes you put it on the rear tank and you think you're drawing from the rear tank and it never fully switched over and you're really just drawing off the front tank. So you might see the rear tank going down just a little bit and you're like, man, my fuel economy is going up great, but really it's draining the front tank. But if you're not on that tank, the gauge isn't showing that tank. I forgot that. And so right as I pulled up to work today, like I could see she was pretty low, but normally I can make it to a gas station. I've never run out of fuel in my life. And of course I get on the freeway, there's no diesel station next to the restaurant. I'm like, all right, we're making it. First exit we pull off, literally as I pull off the freeway. I mean, the freeway is right there, I pulled off, made this corner, and the truck died, and I coasted right to a stop. Now, we are not in the best neighborhood. And we currently got a lot of money worth of welders back there, so I can't just like leave the truck. And there, of course, there's a gas station right across the street, doesn't have diesel. So I called Chris. Chris is bringing me a couple gallons here. Hopefully the truck fires up and we're not having to like bleed the system and prime the system, because Rhino don't know how to do that on these older trucks. Oh, my savior is here, guys. Chris is here. Hey, dog, you need my AAA number or are you good? What?
I mean,
you disappointed in me?
do you need some money? I mean, you're already at a corner. Pull out a sign.
Start working? I mean, look at the strobes though. Strobes looking good, you know?
Hey buddy, let's get out of here before we get robbed.
Did you get the biodiesel blend? Oh, okay, good. Hopefully we don't get hit by a car filling up.
3.4 gallons right there.
3.4 gallons? What was this, about 70 bucks? All right.
170 with me.
All right, buddy, that's all she wrote. Let's see if she fires up. Come on, old girl. Show us what you got. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, suck it in. Yeah, guys, I really got to get that fixed. Huge thank you to Chris for coming and saving the day here. We got to go to a diesel station and then we'll be back at the restaurant in the morning. Okay, y'all, well, we've been making some progress over here, and I'll give you guys a little walkthrough here before we wrap this video up. But we've got all of the 2x2s going on the wall back there. Nick and Dave have been working on that all day. Obviously, the walls have been painted. Nice shade of fuchsia, pink, salmon, I don't know the exact color. But now you guys will see, maybe over here is probably a better place to show you guys, the trick of putting in the crown and the base level. That way, every single cut here is all nice and the same and consistent. Dave looking great with his shirt off. Staying hydrated, smart buddy. Look, oh.
My posing is perfect.
Here's kind of the wood detail going on there. All super simple. And Dave's favorite part, pretty cheap. Right, Dave?
It's the idea. Man, I like it. It's a little flowy look.
Is it steezy?
I would go with, this is my steez.
Dave learns new words every day. We're here to we're here to keep Dave hip and current. We got all the TNG that's gonna be going up there, down there, on the little hostess stand right here. Say hi to Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Over there, it's gonna get TNG. That wall's gonna get TNG. That whole closet / office is gonna be all tongue and groove. Casey is outside, spraying all the tongue and groove with the same whitewash that is used on those 2x2s, and it kind of looks pink now that it's against a pink wall, but I can assure you it is white, as you can see right here. You're doing great.
White.
You're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're doing great. Don't mess up. Don't mess up.
No, I missed the spot.
Oh, look at that. So Casey's just spraying the whitewash on and wiping it off. Show you where those are in a second here. We got those out back drying. Oh, hi again, Dave. We're just giving a tour. I thought you're following me. This is all the TNG with the whitewash. Just real subtle, real subtle. Let's see if we can see the backside there. Backside just got a little bit of overspray on it, but just enough to look finished. So these are all drying, and then they'll be cut and installed. And then, of course, Rhino still working on these damn windows. And we are pretty much on like the final stage here. We've got one complete one. We've actually got two complete ones. And then I got to do the last little bit of window stop on this one, which is this piece right here that the window slams up against. And I gotta say, guys, I've been doing a lot more TIG welding here. And I think it's starting to come back. So You see, my little TIG welds there are actually looking pretty good, nice and tight, compared to my MIG welding right there, which also looks really good. And I think my welding skills are slowly improving. Practice makes perfect. Nick and Dave here, full production mode. Nick's running ahead. He's doing a little bit of trimming for a perfect fit, because obviously everything's got to be perfect here. We can't have any caulking to hide any seams or anything. There you go. Then he's got his story pole over here that he lays on top. You can see he's got his layout there. Then he pre-drills everything. That way, once we get it up on the wall, all Dave has to do is screw it all off. And then since our screws are exposed here, everything is nice and perfectly in a line. Let me get a little closer so you guys can see that. Look at that, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Looking great, Dave, looking great. And the wall looks good too. Alright, also we're going to continue chugging away, but with that we're going to wrap up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now so that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.